Well, David, did you give him the real handicap before he went out there?
I did. I think some of the others are a little bit dubious, and we'll have to look at those and consider the next game, to be honest. But if people want to cheat, then it's up to them. But likewise, I don't advocate that.
What about the players themselves that were playing today?
I'm talking about the players.
Oh, you are? I'm looking around at the moment. I mean, does it affect selection, the way they play on the Rufford golf course?
It could do. It could do. But no, I think that the players, in all sincereness, is that the boys have turned up. They've been very professional, and the fans that have participated today have been a credit, and they're nice people, and it seems like a very good day for the football club and for the supporters.
As far as players are concerned, is this an opportunity to relax and a bit of bonding as well?
Yeah, I think that we have a duty to the society, and obviously we're trying to do our best in the club to raise the profile of the club and send out the right signals. And days like today are vastly important for the club in not only raising the profile but making sure that we invert ourselves into the community. And today's been a wonderful experience for some good supporters that we have here.
Now let me bring you back to the harsh world of realities, which comes in at Altrincham this weekend. We got the opportunity of speaking to their manager, who started there in the youth team. He's done every role in that club, including being office boy, secretary, manager, etc. And when we said you look like you're doing quite well this season, do you think you should have a chance of getting in the league? He snapped back at us, it's hard enough to survive in this one, never mind a higher league. Do you understand what he's talking about?
Of course. But I don't cut his cloth, and I haven't heard his comments, so it'd be wrong for me to judge his comments. But yeah, every club cuts their cloth accordingly, and none more than so are ours, and we do our business privately. So it'd be certainly wrong for me to come out with comments that would go along those lines, and I don't wish to. So I think that we do things privately, and that's the way it should remain.
He says he doesn't respect, let me tell you what he says, and then you can comment.
Okay.
Yeah. He says he doesn't respect league clubs. He says there's no Real Madrids in this league. And he uses a reverse psychology and says to his players, you're not playing against former league clubs, you're playing against non-league clubs. Is that a clever psychology?
Well, the fact that he says that we're not playing against non-league clubs...
no, he's saying we're not playing
against league clubs.
We're playing against non-league clubs. They're in the non-league because they deserve to be there.
Well, that's their facts, but I'd say that's a harsh thing to say against Luton, isn't it? When Luton suffered a points deduction through irregularities and not through the footballing reasons, so I think that's a little bit harsh on Luton. And I'm not prepared to comment on other clubs. It's nothing to do with me. But what he says. I'm not seeking attention. I don't need that type of attention. And we do our job quietly and privately. Whatever Mr. Heathcote wants to say is up to him, and our clubs react to that. I'm not really interested to.
Now, as far as they're concerned, you are interested in their club, obviously, and you'll have noted their progress, etc., with your scouting reports and that sort of thing. What sort of a side are they? What's your estimate of the way they play?
Well, they're doing well. They're doing well. They've just had a wonderful result away from home. Kept a clean sheet, so they're there to be beaten. If they're having such a good season, then we'll go there as underdogs, perhaps, if you like. How do you know?
Have you ever been there?
Altrincham?
Yes.
I've been through it. Nice part of the world, but there's a football pitch, and at the end of the day, we'll be judged on what goes on that football pitch. What any manager says, as long as he's not disrespectful to my team, then I'm not really bothered because people do it for attention seeking. I'm not interested in that.
Now, what about your team this week? You hacked out a three-pointer, valuable three-pointer at the end of it.
Absolutely.
The injury situation getting better?
Yeah, slightly progressed. We're working very hard on that, but players, they did. It was a very, very good 3 points against the team that had been beaten for 7 games. Dave Hockaday was very complimentary of us, and I felt that we deserved them. I didn't think we were in any danger whatsoever, and we're looking to go away from home now and change that mindset a little bit. And I'm aware of the fact is that we didn't turn up at Barrow, and I'm very aware that we didn't play very well at Kidderminster. We didn't deserve to get beaten at Rushden. That's a fact, and we played well enough there to get a point. However, a freak own goal cost us. But the boys have played very well at home, and we're looking to them to take that into the fixtures away from home. We're facing Altrincham. Who he says, if he does say that, then it'll give us a little bit of credit if we do get a result there, won't it?
Well, he reckons his side are a good side, put together over a long period of time. He doesn't say anything disrespectful about Mansfield. He says something which he says is a motivation to his team.
Well, he's there to motivate his side, isn't he? And I'm sure he wouldn't say anything disrespectful. He shouldn't do either. But likewise, what anybody else says and does, it don't really concern me. We are Mansfield Town, and we want to go there prepared as usual, and we want to be there and go and get the victory if we can.
But the fact does exist that you're unhappy, and I suppose the team are unhappy with their away form. How do you change that?
Well, prior to that, we had 2 victories. So, we can win away from home. So I think if you look at it that way, we went away to Chester and played very well. We certainly deserved the points. We went to Salisbury against a team that have done okay recently as well, and had a very good victory there. So it's not all doom and gloom as far as I'm concerned. At the end of the day, the players have a responsibility to turn up, and they will do. They've been prepared correctly, and we'll go there with the same game plan as we do in every game. That's to win it.
Now, out of last week, any particular problems, injury or otherwise?
No. I think Paul Heckingbottom's been absolutely outstanding. I'm pleased he came through. It shows that, having had 12 months out of the game, that we've prepared him correctly. I mean, our assessments have been right, our judgments have been correct, and we're delighted that Paul's fully fit. Craig himself should be available for selection. And other than that, I'm delighted with the progress that we're making with the injuries.
Well, Craig Armstrong stepped in as a stopgap in the jigsaw puzzle, didn't he? Perhaps not quite fitting in that role, but he carried that role out.
Well,
Were you tempted to use him in midfield this time?
Yeah, I would be if I needed to, but Carl Nix has scored a wonderful goal at Barrow, and that was a tremendous. And I think he played very well against Forest Green. He put in some telling challenges, especially after getting kicked out of the game against Hayes and Yedding. I think Gary Mills played okay last week. I certainly feel that he can. It'll be beneficial for him to get in that game under his belt, having to serve the suspension. But we've got players chomping at the bit to play, so that's a full credit to the boys. And I'm sure that comes team selection again. I'll have a few headaches.
Just below the top place at the moment, it's yo-yoing from week to week. You only need one result, and you can be anywhere between 9th and 2nd almost at the moment. Do you have a theory of when the league table becomes important?
February, without a doubt, because then you're either in a cup competition, you're either out of a cup competition, and then you'll be trying to make sure that consistency comes about. You'll be looking to whether you can add any quality come the transfer window, certainly. And I believe that clubs around February time, some of them will be twitching, some of them will be nervous, and some of them will be fully focused. I aim to be fully focused with this football club.
What do you like when you twitch?
I don't know. You'll have to tell me that one.
Well, have you ever done any twitching?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.